Hi everyone, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super card game video, and today we've got something pretty awesome to open up. So I am a massive fan of the BROLY decks in the card game series, and I have been lucky enough to pick up a magnificent collection Forsaken Warrior box. So we get some pretty sweet stuff inside of this guy. I will turn him over and we will have a little read through what the items are in this set. So we get a silver foiled BROLY leader with new illustration, which is one of the things that drew me to purchasing this. And then we have a structured deck with 50 cards in alternate art designs, as well as 18 new promo cards times 2. So another thing that drew me to this purchase, and you can actually get a full play set of these if you purchase the other magnificent collection box featuring Gogeta as the leader. And lastly, we have a foil card set times 1, which has 5 random cards from those 18 promos nicely foiled for us. Now I will give you a quick second to read through the list here, and there is a little bit of information on the side, and then we will get into opening this box up and reading what these cards actually do for us. Okay, we've got everything out of the box, and I will start off by reading through the deck first, and then we will open up our promo cards and go through them after we've finished. So now let's get into this magnificent collection deck, starting with our leader here, yellow leader BROLY, and he has an order of when this card attacks, you may choose one card from your life and add it to your hand, and if you do, draw one card. And his awaken is when your life is at 4 or less, you may choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode and flip this card over. So onto our ridiculously awesome image here on the awakened side, BROLY the awakened threat, and he has an order of when this card attacks, draw one card, and an activate main of once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode, and then a second activate main, which is once per turn also, choose one card from your life and add it to your hand, and choose up to one of your cards in rest mode and switch it back to active mode. So striking life to reactivate a card there and possibly deal out some extra damage to your opponent. Alright, moving on to our next card. Next we have a 3 energy drop, red card, which is Furthering Destruction Chomper, and he has an order of when you combo with this card, choose one of your attacking cards and it gains a double strike. That's pretty awesome, and there are 3 of those in this deck, and I realise I don't have slips on these, so I'm being extremely careful at the moment until my card slips do arrive. We have a 1 energy drop yellow card now, Crusher Ball, and it's a counterplay card. The battle card played is played into rest mode, so denying your opponent access to the card they've just put out on the field. 3 of those. Our next card is another yellow card, 3 energy drop this time, and it is a blocker, so redirecting your opponent's attack to this card if you feel like you need to, and has an auto of when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO that card, so taking advantage of your leader's skill there, and an auto of at the end of your turn switch this card into active mode, so enabling you to attack with this card also if you're able, and still having the ability to use it as a blocker on your opponent's turn. 3 of that in this deck. And we've got an 8 energy drop yellow card, Height of Mastery, Son Goku, and this looks like a ridiculously powerful card. 35k, it has deflect, so not being affected by counterplays, triple strike plus dual attack, and has an auto of when you play this with swap. So somewhere in this deck I'm guessing there is a card which enables you to get this out without having to pay that full 8 energy. Choose up to a total of 3 of your opponent's battle cards or energy, ignoring barrier, and switch them to rest mode. And there is 3 of this one, and I must say I am really liking this modified art and that background on these cards. We have another Goku card, a 2 energy cost yellow card, and it has that swap skill, so for 2 yellow energy you can swap this card back to your hand for a 3 energy cost one, but it must be a Goku's lineage card, and there is only 2 of this in our deck. Also we have another Gohan card, yellow, 2 energy cost Intrepid Destiny Son Gohan, and he has that swap skill as well, same as before, swap 3 for 2 energy, and he has barrier 2. Plus this is the first card that we have 4 copies of in this deck. Looks like we get a Grandpa Gohan now, adoptive father Son Gohan, 1 energy cost yellow card with swap 2, but not having to pay any energy to use that skill, and he is a blocker. 4 copies of him. An extra card now, so Successor of Hope, Bardock there on the image, activate main, choose up to 1 Goku's lineage with an energy cost of 5 or less, and that swap skill from your deck, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck, and we get 4 of him. We get a black card now, so 5 energy cost dimensional Banisher Fu, and he has an Overwhelm skill. So the way that works is we've got Overwhelm 5 here, so requiring at least 5 cards in your drop area, and with an energy cost of 1 you send all the cards in your drop area to the warp, and you get to play this guy. But then at the end of the turn in which you did play him, he must get sent to the warp as well. He has double strike included, and an auto of when you play this card with Overwhelm, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the warp. Just 1 of him in this deck. And now we do have our super combo for this deck, full surveillance Jocko, and you only are allowed 4 cards with super combo written on them in your deck, and he has an auto of when you combo with this card, if your leader card is yellow and your life is at 4 or less, you can draw 1 card. So we do have 4 of him. And we have our counter attack card now, 1 energy cost, yellow, time magic, and if your leader card is yellow, negate the attack, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and it can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. Plus he has a permanent sparking 5, so this skill requires 5 cards in your drop area to take effect, and you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying the energy cost. Comes in handy if you've got the spare life and you really need to stop an opponent's attack. 4 of that one. And another black card now, so 7 energy cost, Scientist Fu, with that Overwhelm skill once again, so Overwhelm 7 with this one, with 1 energy cost, and it does give a quick explanation of that skill on this card. He has double strike as well, like the previous one, and an auto of when you play this card using Overwhelm, you can draw 2 cards. Just 1 of him in the deck, 2. And so we have a green card now. 4 energy cost, surprise attack freezer, featuring critical. So if you're able to strike your opponent's life with this card, it goes to their drop area instead of their hand. And he has an auto activate this skill when your opponent's battle card is KO'd, and if surprise attack freezer is not in play in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. And just 2 of those ones. And a BROLY card now from our BROLY deck, 7 energy cost, yellow BROLY Demonic Intimidation, and he has EX Evolve, so for 2 yellow energy you can evolve him onto a BROLY BR card with an energy cost of 4, featuring a permanent as well. If the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 6 or more, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. And an auto of when you play this card, you can only activate skills on cards that are green or yellow and no other color for the duration of the turn. And an activate main, which is once per turn, choose 1 card from your hand and place it into your drop area, and then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and that card cannot be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. And we have 4 of him. And we do get that 4 energy drop yellow BROLY card required for the previous one to evolve onto, and he has a permanent of if the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 3 or more, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. And an activate main of once per turn, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and that card cannot be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. And we have 4 of that one as well. And last up, folks, for our magnificent collection, a yellow BROLY BR leader deck. We have Son Goku, Path to Greatness, and he's a 3 energy drop yellow card featuring Barrier and Swap 8, Sparking 7, requiring 7 cards in your drop area to activate this skill. And for 4 energy, you can swap him out for Goku's Lineage 8 energy cost card. So that really powerful Height of Mastery Goku card, in other words. And he also features an auto of when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode, then draw 1 card. And we have 4 of him in our deck. Well, I actually am going to end this video off at that, but I will be back to open up those promo cards that we get as part of this magnificent collection in a second video. So I hope you liked this one, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.